Good morning, or I think it's good afternoon now. Rich, the Damascus Road trucker, sitting here in outside Liberty, North Carolina, I think. Left last night and stayed in Elkin, North Carolina for a delivery up in the mountains off the Blue Ridge called Sparta. Delivered that plywood, came back down to Elkin, got a load of plywood again, ran into Greensboro, dropped that plywood a little bit before noon at a builder's first source. Ran over here picking up a load of 2x going up to Smith Mountain Lake, Gwinnett, Virginia area, where I posted a short not too long ago driving those country roads. Beautiful up there. A little challenging, loaded, a lot of shifting, but I may go a different route this time. I may not make it in time, but they're a really cool receiver. They let me stay at their truck yard. I've done it numerous times. So, hope everybody had a good weekend. A little bit about my channel was J&R Transport. That's what it used to be. Some of you guys subscribed at that time. Then it changed over to Damascus Road Trucker. For those of you who don't know, Paul of the Bible, the majority author of most of the New Testament, was actually Saul of Tarsus, and he was converted on the way to Damascus. And probably one of the biggest conversions, because you got to think about it. Here's a guy, here's a kid. His father's a Pharisee. They're Jewish. They're from the tribe of Benjamin, and they're Roman citizens. So it's basically like being a Kennedy with character. So like a JFK or an RFK. Let's not count the other ones. But that's just my opinion. We'll leave it right there. And he was like a golden child, sent it to Jerusalem to study. Basically they were priming him to be on the Sanhedrin, like the grand jury of Judaism or Jewish leadership. And he hated Christians. He was like the Christian hunter. I mean, I don't know if he orchestrated, but I mean, he was like when Stephen came into town, and he was just trash talking everybody in front of everybody. People are ripping their clothes, freaking out, saying, "We can't hear this dude no more. Kill him, kill him, kill him." And as they get ready to stone him, and they are stoning him, they're taking all their clothes off, throwing him at the feet of Saul of Tarsus, because that's where he's from. And so he just goes, he's hell bent. He's like, this is my mission. Finds out that a lot of the disciples are hanging out in Damascus, and so he takes his crew. He's headed that way. Encounters Jesus, stops him dead in his tracks. This is what he's doing, and instant conversion. So here he goes from the man, the myth, Christian hunter, rolls into that town, blinded for a few days, speaking of Jesus being the true Messiah, and basically converting to a Messianic Jew. And everybody's like, what? So anyway, that's a whole other story. And where basically Jesus says, you are no longer Saul of Tarsus anymore. You are now Paul. The past is the past, and you are reborn. Can talk for hours on different things about that. And so for me, I guess, some people are raised in the Christian faith, and they're going through the motions. I call it the spirit of religion. So you're not really you're just going through the motions. You're singing the songs. I still know hymns from my the redback hymnal, all those different things, the whole praise God from whom all blessings flow. You'd sing that every Sunday. Do I really know what it really hit me? No. I noticed I did like it though when my preacher in my grade school days get a little excited, pound the lectern, stuff like that. I was like, yeah, here we go. Spirit's rolling. But as most teenage kids, they fall away. They get jobs or whatever. And you're sort of doing your own search. And then go to college. And college is crazy. It ain't crazy like now crazy. But there's no rules. And you get to really sow your wild seeds or not sow your wild seeds. You know what I'm saying. And did what everybody else did. Let's say for keep it PG-13. But what's funny, those seeds are always planted from when I was a kid. Come back, graduate college, have some jobs, meet a young lady I went to high school with. We get married. She had attended the church I attended as a kid, but they're like creasters, Christmas and Easter. But other than that, not much. My dad drove the Sunday school bus when I was a kid. Stuff like that. I went to Awanas, get little badges. But I feel everybody has to have that personal thing. So, got married. I was married for over 20 years. That ended. And you really start thinking, what matters, man? What matters? You go through all these layers of what you think matters, what doesn't matter. So got separated for a while, or was separated for a while. Really dove into the church, a church that I liked locally. Helped me through it a lot as far as my spirituality. A church that my son and I had been baptized at in Durham, North Carolina, and was involved in that. Was not involved, but I should say just very active. Little bit of the church grew and grew and grew, and the leader of the church got really full of himself. Actually, became a big leader in the Southern Baptist Convention, and I felt very disillusioned. Got real woke. I'm like, the spirit left this place. I can feel it. I mean, they got all the people and all the music and the fog machines and the skinny jeans and Tickle Me Elmo type stuff. We're all happy, happy, happy. The great thing about Jesus is he says to follow him. And he don't promise us it's going to be easy. He don't promise us anything but eternity with him. He says they will hate you because they hated me. But he gives us the tools to handle it. He keeps his promise. So I got remarried, and I thought, an incredible woman. My wife is just a rock star. She is the epitome of character and integrity. She taught me a lot of things. And I feel like I need to step up my game. So I heard somebody say, and it changed me by me doing this. He says, let's just say every day when you're out and about, work, whatever, and then you're at home at night, evening, having dinner, and you're talking to your father about how your day was, and him commenting, as in my Father in heaven, as in Jesus. And I was like, huh. So I tried it for a week. Wow. It modified me a little bit how I thought. Tried it for another week. A little more modification. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And and I start thinking, I'm over 50 and I've never read the Bible. And there's many promises, numerous times in the Bible, you get down on your knees with a broken spirit and truthfully ask Jesus, manifest yourself, show me what I've been following and hearing is real. And truthfully do it. Not just I'm going to just throw this out and see what happens. No, I mean throw everything at his feet. Let everything go. truthfully say, I want to follow you. I want to be filled with the Holy Spirit and have you manifest little things to big things every single day. And it was like a white hot heat came over my body. I was coughing, doing all kinds of things. In my 55 years of existence, I'd never felt that in my life. And it was just like that. The very next day, I'm like, well, I started reading the Bible. That's all I wanted to do. That's all I wanted to do. And I still am just have a voracious appetite for it. Because as a pastor I follow, who's an incredible, incredible man, says, when you read the Bible reads you. And I'm telling you what, it absolutely does. It's like it comes alive. It's like it talks to me. So I had no way near the kind of intense Damascus Road conversion that Paul did, but it was my personal conversion. It was my personal journey, I guess, or paradigm shift. Everybody needs that paradigm shift. I mean, his promises are real. There's no joke. It's like people, they'll get frustrated. Mostly these young kids, teeny boppers, tweenies, and I feel bad for them right now because there's some twisted, demonic stuff in this world. Satan knows that the time is short, so he is ramping it up. Whether it be the Barbie movie, whether it be the woke community, whether it be the alphabet community, whether it be the transmission community. Changing out. I want to be a Ford transmission, or I want to be a GM transmission, or I want to be a Toyota transmission. I'm not going to change the parts on the outside. I'm just going to put new stickers, if you know what I'm saying. Can you imagine having to deal with that? I'm a kid of the 80s. No cell phone, no internet. Let's go outside and play. Why are you teaching elementary kids or asking elementary kids what they identify as? I was everything from a fireman to an apple tree to an elk to a Schwinn stingray to I wanted to be Asian, I wanted to be Latino, I wanted to be I grew up in the Northwest. I wanted to be a Bigfoot. Really? That's demonic. That's the devil making you search for everything around that circle when God's constant. He's always here. This is all you need. It's me. It's me. I'm here. I am. I'm the great I am, and I always will be. The Alpha, the Omega. It's me. And such a peace comes with that when you understand that. And these poor kids and poor people torment themselves looking for the most idiotic things. I know it's just Jesus. I have such a peace about me. My wife and I have such a peace about our marriage. Not that we don't have struggles every day. Not that we don't have struggles and challenges every week. Totaled a car, one of my vehicles. Stuff happens. I have a weird autoimmune disease called alopecia. Hair, just patchy hair falling off. We all have an issue. But you know what? The minute we're born, we're starting to die. We're starting to decay. Tick-tock from the minute you're born. He breathed us into this earth, and he'll be there when he lets us take our last breath. And I'm fine with that. This is not my home. But I'll continue down this road that he's leading me down. Because maybe I can make a difference to one person. That I'm just an average Joe. If you look at some of my videos, I tell a little bit of my background. I'm just a regular guy. Just a child of God. I am nothing special. But the great thing about Jesus is he will make you feel like you're an only child. Prove me wrong. Because I could line up a dozen people or more just like that would say the same thing. I have future videos coming. I had a dream 27 years ago that maybe some of you guys could help me interpret, but it was in His presence. And I haven't talked to another person that's had a dream or felt that type of interpretation ever. And I look forward to sharing that with you guys. I think for every one of you that watch this, listen to some old random dude just saying his piece. Maybe one person likes it, two people, maybe nobody, but we're not alone, and we're very blessed people. You're very blessed. So I'll talk to you next time, guys. I looks like it's time for me to go get my load of wood, and on that I am heaven bound and hammer down, brother.